Racing on a weekly basis, late model, semi-pro, and street stock. You've just met first and second in the late model point standings. Now join me as I chat with the semi-pro point leader. Just like in the late model division, there are plenty of challenges in the semi-pro group. Let's meet the team currently second in the point standing. Sure is, Bill, and notice he mentioned the help from Gary, Raven, and company. Apparently, these folks help a lot of people, and we tip our hat to them. Now, let's meet the team running second in the street stock point standing. Fun is right. In fact, we almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Scream is right, Bill. Let's take just a moment to check out some dwarf car action. Wow, they put on a great show, and the open wheels always provide fireworks. Now, let's get back to the interviews and meet the man responsible for the biggest improvement at Raceway Park in many years. Effort to catch up on what's been going on at Raceway Park, let's meet some of the officials. Of course, it would be nice to show you all of the races, but Motorsports Unlimited is only an hour show. We want to at least acknowledge the winners of the trophy dashes and heats.
Doug Leach, second semi-pro.
During the intermission, before the start of the late model feature, late model star point leader Gary Raven arranged for our Peggy O'Donnell to try a few laps in his backup car. The experience for Peggy. She said just being in the car is scary. It's harsh and violent, and she gives the guys that drive them fast all the credit in the world. Speaking of the guys that drive them fast, it's the late model feature time.
Terrific race.
The Zero car was one we hadn't noticed earlier in the day, but Kevin Reedy surely won the feature in convincing fashion. Semi-pro, street stock, and dwarf car features were run. We want to acknowledge the winners.
We sure do, Susan. The racing was fast and furious all night.
You can see, Lyle Depot Days is a wonderful annual celebration, and the car show is icing on the cake. So let's get started and join Peggy as she inquires about the first car that caught our eye. From a great street rod, let's turn our attention to a very unusual and beautifully executed hot rod pickup truck. Speaking of attitude, before we all get one, we better take a moment to introduce ourselves. Now let's check out a very unusual approach to a custom street car. It sure is, Bill. Now, let's turn our attention to a stunning example of a more traditional street machine. Join me as I inquire. Yes, we do, Bill, and we have to start talking about the Chris Schutz Award and how we're going to choose a winner. Right now, though, let's check out an unusual pair that volunteer their time and talent. Motorsports Unlimited could not exist. We are grateful to one and all. Now, let's check out another of America's favorite cars. Before we look at the Nova, Peggy wanted her ride in a VW. Now, let's get to the Nova. Very funny, Bill. We all hope it doesn't rain, or we couldn't have an outdoor car show. Now, it was time for us girls to take a final look around in order to select the Chris Schutz Memorial Trophy winner.